Hey YouTube, it's Craig here, and I'm back with a new video. In this one, we're gonna be checking out Dr. G's Pen Apothecary and their line of products. So let's restore a pen. All right, you guys, today we are checking out Dr. G's Pen Apothecary. These are my friends, Dr. Matthew Greenberger, who runs the Orange County Pen Club. He's the one who basically got me back into antique pens, along with Demitry Grinberg, who is the rare pen guy on eBay. These are their little line of products and the things they use to restore pens. So they sent me their entire line to give my honest review. I'm not really a pen restorer or anything like that. They know I'm not really a pen restorer, but they sent me some items to try out. And the pen I'm gonna use with it is this one. I have this Waterman 12, pretty interesting. It has the royal family coat of arms on there. And this pen is probably from around 1905, 1906. As you can see, it is very oxidized. If I pull off the cap, you can really see how oxidized it is. So we are gonna try using the oxidizer. I've already gone through and actually used the pen flush to clean this guy out. And I just used the pen flush, a blow dryer, and this little piece of rubber here just to get the section off. But otherwise, I didn't use anything else in particular, but I just couldn't get the section off. The section was really, really tough to get off. But just soaking it in the on-the-go pen flush and a little bit of water. The on-the-go comes with this little vial too, which was great for keeping the pen in there and keeping it upright. But this stuff was awesome. And huge chunks of old ink came out of this thing. And then, because I ran it underwater and everything, I used a little bit of the pen rejuvenator, which is like super concentrated deoxidizer. It cleaned it up a little bit. You can still see it is very, very, very oxidized, but I'm sure this stuff will be great. But this has to soak for the next hour in the deoxidizer. And I also want to try out the ink remover because, you know, we all get ink on our hands. I like to think of having ink on my hands as being like a badge of honor almost, but it'll be interesting to try out and see how this does. But for now, let's get the cap here and the barrel. Like I said, I already cleaned up the nib. That's all good. The feed looks all good now. The section has been all cleaned up. It is in perfectly fine shape. We are gonna test out the deoxidizer and let it sit for about an hour. So let's make this old, kind of sad brown looking pen look new again. It says it can be reused up to 5 times. You just put the pieces directly in here, and it recommends waiting an hour. What's nice about this too is it is not sticky. A lot of the other products that I've used before, along with Dr. Matthew Greenberger, he's helped me restore a lot of my pens, and it always comes out really sticky. It stinks really bad. This doesn't actually really smell at all, not that I can smell from here. And we're just gonna drop that right in. It did not go all the way down. It's just floating there on top, but we are just gonna let that fill up. Come on. There we go. There we go. Hey, now it'll sink. There's a strong smell, but it smells like lighter fluid or gasoline. That's more what it smells like. But this will be in there for the next hour, and then we'll see how it does. I can already see that I did not get all of the ink out of there because it's floating around in there. It's already starting to turn a little different color. It was very clear before, and now it is not as clear. But this, what's nice about this formula compared to some of the others are really sticky. You have to fill the entire barrel or the cap with cotton balls, essentially, just so that it doesn't get in there because it's going to be impossible to get out. Since this is more of a liquid form anyways than like a goo, it'll just pour right out and it'll clean right out. You can see there's some ink floating out of there. This should clean it out a little bit better. All right, and we are back. Take care of this. Look how dark it is now compared to, there's a lot of ink coming out of there, and it's very dark now, probably because of the ink, but maybe also because of the oxidization. Who knows? We'll see how much comes off of this. I also have these to try and get this out, so I don't have to reach my hand in there. Let's see here. Ooh, that is syrupy. There we go. Okay. Well, now I'm not going to be able to see the cap. Okay, we are back. I have a ball jar. Oh, now it's in there. Now it's in there, and now I can't see it in there. Well, good, grand, great. Maybe I should, I'll get a funnel. There we go. All right, I'm back. I got the cap out, and now I'm just using a rag while using an old t-shirt to take off that layer. It's looking pretty dull at the moment. Hopefully the other stuff will shine it up really good. It's not like the blackest thing I've ever seen, you know? Like, it still seems like it needs maybe more time. If I really polish it up, it's still, you know, it's getting shiny again a little bit. It is definitely blacker. Is it like perfect? No. Is it better than it was? Sure. Yeah, it's better. Is this blacker though? It does look better. I could probably afford to put this back in there for a few more minutes and then hope that it's pretty black though. I feel like the cap needs more though. It's definitely, these are pretty similar in color before, and now this one is much darker. So I think let's put them in a little bit longer. After pulling the pen out of the solution, you want to wait a few minutes until it kind of really dries, just because when I started buffing the pen down to get the residue off, it was still very soft, but I buffed it down, and after that I used this stuff. It's called a sunshine cloth, and you can see how black it is. I've been using it on a lot of my pens. It's able to get this more shiny sort of texture. It'll actually end up giving like this sort of look to it where it's a little more matte. It's not as glossy as a new pen would be. But I added the sunshine cloth and just buffed it, and this is what I ended up with. So I'm very impressed. You can especially see the difference from the previous photo to now, just how much it did in fact blacken this pen up. It looks great. This stuff is legit, and it worked really well. And for a guy like me who's not a pen restorer to be able to make something look this good, I mean, this thing was brown. It was very, very brown, and now it looks stunning. Matt Greenberger also let me know that they hadn't tested it out with enamel, but the enameling, everything came out really good on the cap band. Imprint still looks really good. Backside, I have some of the original marker for this, so the 12 looks really good on the back. But yeah, this thing turned out absolutely stunning. I'm gonna do a little writing sample, and then we're gonna test out the ink remover as well. That is a, it's like a stub, but it's very broad. Yeah, it's like a stub. Pretty juicy. There's ever so slight like clicking going on with the tines, but otherwise it's fine. It's really smooth. I know this portion of the video doesn't really have anything to do with the restoration. I just cleaned this up, but the whole nib and section and feed, that was all cleaned up just with the pen flush. I am very impressed with these products. Oh man, I'm getting ink on my hands. Oh no, what am I to do? I am going to try out removing some of the ink off of my hands. So let's get some of this black ink all up in my fingers, all up in my hand. Brush it on there. Nice. Let that dry. Clean up the pen. Don't want to mess up the pen more. We let this black ink get into my fingers. We're going to try out the Dr. G's Fountain Pen Ink Remover. Apply to skin, rub with rag, ink is gone. Works on clothes too. Apply to skin and remove with a rag. Yeah, I'd say that does the trick. I mean, it's working pretty good, probably better than soap and water. I will still go soap and water my hands after this. If you need to get ink off real fast, I'd imagine this works pretty well with more permanent inks too. if you didn't have access to something like soap and water, I'm sure this would do the trick. Actually, with my thumb, I'm gonna go try just soap and water and see how much I can get off of my thumb. Okay, as far as just soap and water goes, I washed my hands for about a minute with soap and water, and that is still pretty black on there, on my thumb. This was just the Pen Apothecary stuff, and this was a couple seconds. So from over a minute of scrubbing with soap and water, didn't really do too much with getting the black off my thumb, but the Pen Apothecary stuff worked wonders. The only thing is it does smell like jet fuel. It has a very strong alcohol smell to it, but other than that, if you needed to get your hands clean before maybe you're going into a meeting or something and you need to have your hands looking good, or you're making YouTube videos about fountain pens and you don't want your hands being black, I mean, this stuff is great. So really good products. Everything I've experienced with them has been wonderful, and they're putting out some good products out there, and they're making them accessible. I'm just so impressed with how this pen turned out. Coming from a guy who doesn't restore pens, like, maybe I'll restore more pens in the future because I have these products now. So thank you, Matt Greenberger and Demitry, for sending me your products to try out. And I highly recommend them, especially if you're getting into restoring pens, and it works not just on hard rubber, it works on celluloid, it works on other things as well. You might try out practicing. If you have any beater pens that you want to practice on, that'd be good. I don't really have any beater pens to practice with, but this was awesome. This was a great experience, and I recommend these products. And that's the video. Thanks so much for checking out, you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more content like this, and check out my Instagram at Roccanova. And down in the description below, you can find the links to Dr. G's, Pen Apothecary, and their line of products. All right, guys, we'll see you all in the next video. Peace.